to
Hello.
Chats with A&A, all the things you wish you could say. We'll say for you. We are going to be discussing depression. And if you need somebody with you watching this, by all means, grab them. We're gonna get talk heavy, talk deep, talk quick.
Yep, we are. So the first thing that I wanted to share was the actual definition of depression. And so depression is a mental disorder that can affect a person's thoughts, feelings, behavior, and their sense of well-being. There are different symptoms. The most common that you will recognize or see is a depressed, meaning like a very sad, kind of heavy mood, loss of interest in activities that they normally enjoy, low self esteem, and other symptoms that impact their daily life. And that can be different for everyone. There are quite a few different causes. It's a combination, usually, of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors, which include stressful life events, medical conditions, and an imbalance of our neurotransmitters in our brain, like dopamine, serotonin, and the other one. Do you remember what it is? My brain's farting. It's fine. But dopamine and serotonin are like the pleasure hormones that are the transmitters in your brain. So there are different ways that it can be treated. Psychotherapy and medications are the most common and have been proven to be the most effective treatments. And normally, it has been shown that a combination of the two works better than just one or the other alone by itself. Um, so there are quite a few little risk factors. I mean, depression can affect anybody. It is a no respecter of persons. It can hit anyone. And but some groups are more likely to be affected, including women, members of the LGBTQI plus community, and people who have experienced abuse or other stressful events and traumas. There are coping strategies to deal with depression. Um, Staying in touch with people, like not isolating, is a really good coping strategy. Exercise, because exercise gives you endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. Um, Facing fears, eating a healthy diet, and having routine. Routine can help with coping because you know what's coming next. It's not, oh, like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? Routine is pretty critical when you're um, trying to cope with things. What did you say, Andrea?
I would say so. I also feel like everybody's different, so you might not see the signs. Like you might miss them. I remember with our cousin who did commit suicide, nobody saw it. I think I was one of the last people he texted, honestly, about shirts for our family reunion. And I was in charge that year. Like, WTH. But he did respond to me, and not even the next day, I got the message that he had killed himself. So that depression you don't see, and it can come. And if you don't know how to cope with it or handle it, you probably need some to get some help. See somebody, but you've got to realize it starts here. Like you've got to want that.
Yeah, definitely. Like the first step is always you admitting that you have a problem
Mhm.
and that you need help. And that is not easy to do. I mean, I think in the grand scheme of life, nobody likes to admit that they're failing at something,
Right.
And sometimes, like, even though you're not failing at life, you're not failing at being a happy person or whatever, there is no failure there. it feels that way, you know? And
It's not
so
a test. It's not a pass or fail test.
life is a test, but not like that. Like
You don't
it
even
tests,
get A, B, C's, or D's. Good gravy.
right. It's did you survive? But did you die? Kind of a thing. Um, so I think, and Andrea's right that everybody is different and everybody will experience like symptoms of depression, but that does not mean that they are depressed.
Mhm.
Like they can have sadness, and there can be what's called situational depression, where something happens, like you lose a family member, or like you got a divorce, or, you know, I mean, some people throw parties when they get a divorce, but it depends on how you're feeling about your marriage, right? So, um, but I mean, I remember my mother when her father died, my grandfather, that she went into a situational depression, and she was on medications for depression for about 6 7 months ish, I think. um so I mean, like it can anyone can feel those things, anyone can fall into that depending on what happens in their life, you know. You have a lot of different things that affect your life, like environmentally and emotionally and physically and all of the things. Um, so I have suffered with depression for most of my life. I think it probably started when I was about 8. And I think it started with a situation. When I was 8 years old, my baby brother drowned, and I am actually the one who found him in the pond, dead. And as an 8 year old little girl, finding your baby brother in a pond, it's very traumatic. And I don't think, as you know, looking back at all my years of therapy and whatnot, I never have unpacked that incident about how it changed me in a lot of different ways. Um, so I've dealt with depression, been on medications for depression pretty much my entire life. Um, but it wasn't until this year of 2024, that has been literal hell, that I was officially diagnosed with major depressive disorder recurring. So it was kind of validating to be like, it's not just, you know, life. I actually have a disorder that requires medication, that requires therapy to cope with all of the things that are really hard. Um,
And it's okay. It's okay to acknowledge that. And it's okay to feel it. And this is why
um,
she calls me, you guys. And I just sit here and love her and validate her. People ask, how do you show up? How do you help this person? And I said, you've got to show up. You've got to show unconditional love and support that you are there no matter what. Thick and thin, in and out, doesn't matter. Across the board, you show up.
and Andrea has been amazing at that for me, even though she's so far away from me. Um, I talk to her more than I talk to my own immediate family members because she always shows up, even though she can't be here while I'm stuck in this place. She calls me every day. We obviously video chat and have discussions, and we decided to do this thing. And
But we
but
show
I would,
up and we make sure each other is aware.
yeah,
She knows she can call me at any time and I'll be like, okay. If it gets really serious, I'll see whatever I can do. And it has gotten pretty serious where I did drop everything and I came. I was like, I'm coming right now. I mean,
and
it was a 2.5 drive through a blizzard, but you know,
Blizzard,
I did it.
and we're talking like light speed from Star Wars Blizzard. Okay,
At
like you
the
can't
time,
see,
there were no cars on the road.
can't
It
see
was
for shit.
snowy.
Like, oh, she risked her life to come and help save mine.
And
So,
that's what I'm willing to do. And this is judgment free. This is why we're having these chats. This is why we talk about it, is because there's no judgment. It's a safe space to feel the feels, to talk about hard shit.
and I think just from my own personal experience with depression, most people don't know how bad I feel on a daily basis because I've gotten very good at what is called masking, um, which is someone who is what we call a high functioning depressive. That is me. Because the people around me who know me but don't really know me like Andrea does, um, think that I'm like this positive, happy go lucky person all the time. And I'm not. But I think it's, as a teacher, I think it's important to be what my students need for me to be. But I also believe that it is important to acknowledge that teachers are human too, and that we have hardships, we have struggles that are very, very common with my teenage students. And we are supposed to be a safe place for them to express themselves and be able to share the feelings that they have so that they can feel like they're not alone. And unfortunately, that is frowned upon. And me personally have had to face uh, official punishment and told that I needed to be detached from the hardships in my life when I talk to my students.
And that's very hard to do, to become detached from your own self to handle other shit at work. I was kind of told the same thing um after my son passed away and I had to go back to work in a week. I had 1 week and then I had to go back to work. And I was, are you kidding me? You have 1 week. Yeah, I am depressed. I am sad. Like I am sad. I might not show it, but to try to function at a level of like, you gotta function up here. I'm like functioning down here. Like, just be real. I'm
Yeah.
dressed, I'm at work. I can have a conversation with somebody, I might break down and cry. I don't know, because that's what you do. But if you have to go, well, you need to leave this stuff at home to go to work. That's really hard because you are one person and you cannot divide yourself in half and be like, half of you stay home and half of you go to work. Right down the
That's
middle.
It's just not how it works. I mean,
that way.
especially when you are like Andrea and I, where I believe you and I have talked about this, like our color code, between the red, blue, yellow, and white.
Right.
I am extremely blue, which means that I am ran by my emotions. Everything is personal. Everything is huge. Like there's no little things. Like everything is a big deal. And so like I have that, which is like my major color, and then I have white. And that's the person who wants peace, who wants harmony, who wants everyone to just get along. And why can't we all just be happy? Like, don't like confrontation, don't like to like rock the boat.
You know how
Uh,
long it's been since I've taken that test? I have no idea what my colors are anymore.
if I was to do a just simple summarization, I would say that you are blue because you are very caring, you are very kind, and you are emotional. You're really like way better at hiding it than me when it comes to stuff. You know, it's okay. I just wear mine on my sleeves all the time. But then I would say that after that, you would probably be a yellow because you do enjoy having fun and you can be spontaneous and like do cool things like that, which is like the main basis for anyone who is a yellow is that they like fly by the seat of their pants. They can be spontaneous and they like to have fun and be with people that they enjoy, you know. So I'm like, she's a blue and a yellow. That's
Oh,
my that's my
that's
thoughts.
your thoughts? I will have to find my book. I swear I have the color book.
Yeah,
And I
find your
don't.
book, take the test
I
again
don't.
because and maybe I'll take it again too because maybe mine has changed.
Right. Because I don't
Excuse
see
me.
myself being a yellow, but whatever.
What would you consider yourself more red?
And no, because all I
Well,
know is there's those four colors.
so
I,
blue is
I was
like
like, I think 18 when I took this test.
that was a hot minute ago. Well, you have blue that is, run by emotion. You have
Right,
yellow that is run by fun, white that is run by peace, like we just want peace,
right,
and red which is run by power.
right. And I don't even know which one I am, but I'm also like an Aquarius.
You're what?
An Aquarius.
True.
So
But
that
like
means
how do you explain my astrological sign?
you're a Leo
Uh-huh.
and
With
you're an
my
August.
color code.
You're August Leo. August Leos are different than July Leos. Just like January Aquarius is different than February Aquarius. Oh my gosh, we're like so off topic.
We are so off topic. Okay. Depression.
Come back.
We were talking coping skills, and one of ours is to play with astrological signs. Okay, so if you are like, I guess, like our main message for today is that if you are feeling down and sad and it feels heavy, then it could possibly be more than just sadness. And you should probably seek some help. I would always, and even if you're not sure, even if it is just sadness, seek help because you don't know. And if you see anyone that you care about and they're not right, talk to them and truly, truly listen. And if you show that you are someone who is going to show up for them, then they're going to trust you and you may save their life.
I agree. And I feel like we will get into a subject matter of how to listen, how to communicate on that scale.
Yes,
Oh,
that is
you are listening
in our communication series that's
in our
coming up.
communication series. So, yeah,
But message for today, you is smart, you is kind, you is important. That quote is from The Help, and I may have gotten them backwards, but you matter. Every single one of you matter. And your presence in this world means something to someone.
it means something to me, even if I don't know you.
Same. But we are out. So, as my niece Tiana would say, animo. Bye.
Bye.